Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and today we're looking at Doctor Who, because apparently even the BBC themselves, or their own reviewers, don't like the new Doctor Who anniversary specials, which are starting this Saturday, the 25th of November. So this is a review that we're going to look at from the BBC's website, bbc.com, and their culture section, and it's entitled Doctor Who, the Star Beast First Look Review. The first 60th anniversary special is a whimsical affair. Right, so let's get it up and let's have a read and see what we can make of this. Apologies, the whole thing doesn't fit on my screen, never mind. And there's David Tennant and Catherine Tate as the Doctor by Neil Armstrong. I'm sure it's not really the astronaut, the first man to land, step foot on the moon. Or it may be, I don't know. Maybe he's faked his own passing and has a new job reviewing Doctor Who for the BBC. Right, David Tennant and Catherine Tate return in The Star Beast, the first of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. Neil Armstrong tells fans what to expect. You've got to say it in an authoritative voice, haven't you, Neil Armstrong. As the long-running UK science fiction show about the eponymous Doctor, a Time Lord who travels through space and time, celebrates its 60th anniversary, writer Russell T Davies is back for another stint in charge. It is effectively the third new beginning for the show. Following the original run from 1963 to 1989, the revival, which began in 2005. The third new beginning. What do they mean for the third? Well, the first new beginning, because they don't mention it here, was that the TV movie, the Paul McGann TV movie? Was that the first new beginning, and then the second one, Christopher Eccleston, and this is the third? Is that what they mean? I'm guessing that. Or was the first new beginning the original William Hartnell? I don't know what they mean. But that's not a new beginning, that's just a beginning, isn't it? Anyway, a huge fan of the original series, Davies was largely responsible for its noughties return, presiding over the Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant eras. His comeback has been greeted with jubilation by those fans who felt that recent seasons had not been among the best. So they're getting the knife in already, aren't they? At the beginning of this article is Neil. The Power of the Doctor, the final episode of Chris Chibnall's stint as the most recent showrunner, pulled off something of a coup de théâtre apologies for my French accent, at the very end of the episode by having the latest and 13th incarnation of the Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, regenerate as the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant, who, rather than as the newly announced Dr. Ncuti Gatwa, the Rwandan Scottish actor who broke out with his role as Eric Effiong in Sex Education, they keep mentioning that, I don't know anybody who's seen it, I'm sure lots of people have. So now we have Tennant, one of the most popular incarnations of the Time Lord, back in the saddle for 3 60th anniversary specials before Gatwa gets the keys to the celebrated space and time machine, the TARDIS. Right, we've got that out of the way. The Star Beast, the first of those 3 specials, is loosely based on a comic strip that appeared in Doctor Who Weekly magazine in 1980. I used to get that. I don't remember this story, but it may have been after I stopped getting it. In it, the Doctor is as much in the dark as we are as to why they're back to their old self. Tennant bowed out of the role in 2009, and Tennant is not the only returning veteran. One of the Doctor's companions, their best friend, lots of theirs, by the way, their best friend, it's a he. David Tennant is a he, the Doctor is a he, in this form. What Jodie Whittaker, he could have called a she, none of this there. His best friend, quotes, Donna Noble, Catherine Tate, is back too. For complicated reasons, when they were last hanging out together 15 years ago, the Doctor had to wipe Donna's memory to save her life. If she ever remembers him, she will die. See, it's saying she, not saying they will die, are they? The story that Donna has accepted is that she had a bit of a breakdown that caused her to forget everything, but she still has the vague sense that something's missing, as she puts it. Like I had something lovely and it's gone. Some nights I lie in bed thinking what have I lost? She's happily married with a teenage daughter, Rose, Yasmin Finney, but this domestic peace is now firmly disrupted. The Doctor, soon after arriving in London, is distracted by a spaceship crashing and races to the scene. Well, you'll be distracted by that, wouldn't you? So like just tooling about, oh, we've arrived in London. Oh, what's that? It's a spaceship crashing. I am mildly distracted. One of the escapees is the Meep, voiced by Miriam Margolyes, a cute, furry, big-eyed alien. And the Meep. Sorry, Miriam Margolyes is lovely. The Meep says it is being pursued by monsters who want to kill it, and plot-wise that's about all we're allowed to tell you. A big change since the last season is the fact that Disney Plus is now the distributor for Doctor Who internationally. A deal between Disney and the BBC was announced last year, and it presumably means the show has a much bigger budget than in the past. How did this get on the BBC? Is the BBC that monolithic and huge that it's a case of the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing? So this review has slipped through the cracks. I don't know. Davis told GQ, Gentleman's Quarterly, it was more than I've ever had to work with. Or in his silly Antiques Roadshow voice, it was more than I've ever had to work with. That's how he talks, doesn't he? Does my head in. So we can see that money. So can we see that money on the screen? Well, no, not really. Not yet. There might be a few more extras in the battle scenes, but the special effects are unremarkable. Dig. Unremarkable special effects. And what were the other ones that it mentioned? I can't remember. But anyway, so that was up for the start. The special effects in the Star Beast are unremarkable. We've seen a spaceship crashing. Does that look unremarkable? Must do. In fact, it's difficult to imagine even the most fervent fan being anything other than a little underwhelmed by this first special. If you can measure Who episodes on a scale that runs from whimsical to terrifying, this is very much at the whimsical end of the range. There's a twist you can see coming from galaxies away, and the comedy consists mostly of Donna shouting, "What the hell?" Because it's Catherine Tate, isn't it? If you love Doctor Who, you'll probably enjoy it. So a bit of proviso there, but adding a bit of provision. If you love Doctor Who, you'll probably enjoy it. If not, you'll probably think it's crap. Tennant's Doctor is still a charismatic charmer, Alonzi, and still makes liberal use of the firm hold hair gel. As Rose, does that regenerate as well, or does it just have a lot of it in the TARDIS? It must do, just in case. As Rose, old companion Rose, not new character Rose, once remarked, he has great hair, really great hair. That was my impression of Billy Piper, sorry. And there she is. Oh, and there's Missy, who was the Master, wasn't she? Nobody complained when the Master was a woman, did they? I don't recall people complaining. Maybe just Jodie Whittaker were crap. That's William William. Who the hell's William Churchill? Winston Churchill. Is it Ian McNeice that played him? I think it is, isn't it? Matt Smith as the Doctor, the 12th Doctor. Yeah. 11th Doctor. He's the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. A Dalek with a British flag on. Oh, that's from, because they were using Daleks, weren't they, in that episode? Yes, I think. Anyway, right. There's a lot of fan-pleasing stuff. The sonic screwdriver seems to have had a serious operating system upgrade. And I wouldn't know. So what does that mean? What can it do? I mean, it can do anything, can't it? That's the whole point of it. It's a magic device, isn't it? It's like that device from Picard Season 2 or 1, whenever it was. Picard Season 1, I think, that device that could fix anything. You just thought about it. Fix this, and it did it. Couldn't fix Picard, though, could it? Never mind. A promising new character, Shirley Ann Bingham, played by Ruth Madeley. Oh, that name rings a bell. Is introduced. She's scientific advisor number 56 to the Doctor's one-time employer, military organisation UNIT. I was scientific advisor number 1, says the Doctor. So, right. So does that mean there's been 55 others? What has happened to them? If you've been indifferent to Who, This won't be the episode to convert you, and if you're altogether new to the show, you'll probably wonder what all the fuss has been about. And although the show has always been progressive, yes it has, it's like Star Trek. Look at the number of stories over the decades about, for example, threats to the environment. This special is preachy, and by the end, little more than the delivery system for The Message. Copyright The Critical Drinker. So what does this bode for the future of Doctor Who in the new season, which will begin next year? Following these 3 specials and a Christmas special introducing Gatwa properly, it's difficult to say, but let's hope the imminent appearance of Neil Patrick Harris as classic villain the Toymaker in the 3rd and final special will really kickstart the new era with a bang, and they should add afterwards, but this first episode is shit. Which is what he seems to be saying, doesn't he? It's all preachy, it's all about The Message. Innit? That's all he's saying. So even the BBC don't like episode 1, or the first of the anniversary specials. It's on the BBC website. I'm not lying. Look, I'll show you. There you go. The BBC website. There we go. I'll even show you the link's in the description, but I'll even show you it there. Look, there it is. You can see it up there. There's the URL. So even the BBC don't like their own stuff. It's mental, innit? Good old Beeb. Good old Neil Armstrong. Not only the first man to walk on the moon, but an honest reviewer of Doctor Who as well. And now we're looking forward to it. I was looking forward to these anniversary specials with Russell T Davies back in charge. But since this Davros business, I'm not looking forward to it anymore. And particularly Russell T Davies's response to this Davros business, response to the criticisms of him changing Davros for no reason whatsoever. It's not because times have changed, it's because he perceives the audience has changed. Time hasn't changed, time is constant, more or less, unless you live around a black hole or whatever, but never mind. Time is generally a constant in the universe, sort of. It doesn't change unless you go faster. I'm digging a hole for myself physics-wise here, aren't I? But never mind, you know what I mean. People change. But people haven't changed that much. It's his perception of how people have changed. Some people have changed. The vast majority of people haven't changed. That's what I should be saying. And the catering to a tiny minority of the audience with, as it says down here, I'll say it again, copyright, The Critical Drinker. Go subscribe to him. He's already got enough subscribers, but a few more won't do him any harm. The Message. So there we go, we'll leave it there. Unbelievable. I'm not looking forward to it anymore now. I'm still going to watch it on Saturday on the BBC because I'm in the UK. If you're international, it's on Disney Plus. But I'm girding, getting ready. I've got a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach that it's going to be bloody awful. Because even the BBC say it's bloody awful. Well, Neil Armstrong does. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say this.